Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. Well, you can see here I do collect the Basic Fun units. Yeah, they're all under plastic. I really hate dust. But this is just a small amount of the ones I have. I actually have them scattered throughout the room. But I want to talk about one of the new releases. They came out with two new ones. We're going to talk about one of them today, and that is the Bridge Direct 09 Defender. Oh, actually they never released this version. 09 never came out as Defender. Oh well. Well, they did come out with one eventually. They came out with number 17 Defender. Let's have a look at this version. Okay, so not really so much of a joke. There actually was supposed to be an 09 Defender released by the Bridge Direct. This was basically when Joust and Rampage had come out, and a friend of mine, Nick Beals, had discovered that on the, I believe it was on the Joust machine, there were other games on it, and we found Defender hidden on there, which is an NES port. It's basically Defender 2, aka Stargate, but there was a way to hack it to very easily convert the Joust into Defender, and then you would simply have to take a Rampage case, and basically you had to, move the chip over. So it wasn't super easy, but back then Defender was never coming out. We never thought it was going to be coming out, so this was back then the only way to do it. So I'll have links down below to the video on how to convert a Joust and Rampage into Defender, although you really don't need to do that anymore, and how you can convert the box. This was actually the Rampage box, how to convert that into the original 09 that was never actually released. But as we can see here, Defender did finally come out as an arcade classics from Basic Fun, and we can take a look really at the similarities. Personally, I like our box better than their box. I mean, it's fine, but I do like how ours turned out a little bit better than theirs did. And you can see the artwork on it. I mean, I'm just really doing it for show right now, because now with Defender officially being released by Basic Fun, you really don't need to create your own. But I just think that the box style that we had created did a much, much better job of showing it off. And so again, it's not number 9 anymore. That is Galaga. It is now number 17. And enough of this. We're going to put this one away because it's really not going to show anything new. The ROM that was back in the day in the Joust machine is identical to the ROM that's going to be in this machine. So if you want to check this one out, again, I have links down below to take a look at them. But for now, let's put this one aside and take a look at the official released Defender from Basic Fun. And again, the box art, as we showed a second ago, was fine. The only thing you didn't really see was a side profile here, where you could see inside the machine. And I do like the boxes. I still prefer the original boxes that the Bridge Direct had made, only because when you're putting them up on your shelf, now you got to turn them around. It's not quite the same. But again, I still like the box. I think that the paper that they use on here is good. The graphics are on very nice. So they do a nice job. And it gives you the basic information about the machine. And what's always good about the Bridge Direct units is they do include batteries. I mean, not the greatest batteries, but they do put them in so you can press the button. And you can't play it, but at least you can see it. And you can see the screen, you can see all the different controls. But let's get it out of the box and actually see some gameplay. Okay, so we have the Defender out of its box. And it's their typical Basic Fun design. I mean, the artwork definitely looks very, very nice. The decals are put on well enough. On the back here, we can see there is a little tab you pull out to take it out of demo mode, and now it's in regular game mode. And they do include the AA batteries back here. They're all included, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 3 or 4. Actually, it's 4, I think, for the Basic Fun units. And again, the artwork is done very well, very reminiscent. I'm glad they came out with it. So you see here on the front, we have our joystick for up, down, thrust, reverse. We have our start button, our smart bomb, and then it says fire, it says hold for hyperspace. But I've been hearing that does not work. We can see they have their typical manual here, which again, it's black and white, very basic information. but it does give you enough to find out how to play the game, which is just fine. We have our joystick, on-off buttons, speakers, volume. See, it just lists here as a fire button. It doesn't say anything about hyperspace. Smart bomb, start button, the screen, and it gives you basic information on the gameplay. And I was wrong. It is three AA batteries, not 4. So let's turn this little guy on. We wait a second. It should power up, or not. Let's try that again. There we go. So it says Defender on here, but this is an NES ROM. It's not an arcade ROM. It's an NES ROM of Defender, which is really Defender 2/Stargate. So it's not a true Defender game, but again, I've played this for quite some time now on my Joust Robotron converted one, and it's still a very fun game. So what I'm going to do is I am going to see if I can get here to play a game. Now we have our speaker down here, which changes our volume levels from low, medium to high, and we'll hit the start button and try it out. So we have our up, down. The joystick feels pretty good. Nice sound effects. We have our thrust and our turning around. And you can see we have a Stargate there. And I can enter that Stargate, which will go through, unless I get shot, which will basically transport you around the game grid. Now if I hold this down, as you can see, I'm not hyperspacing. So they labeled it as such, but it doesn't work. But I do have a smart bomb. So the only thing you're missing is a hyperspace button. But in all honesty, the screen looks really good. The sounds is really good. There's the Stargate! Ah, I'm not getting in the Stargate! Am I getting in it? There we go. So this was, I believe, I paid $19.88 plus tax at Walmart for this. And I definitely think it's worth it. I mean, it's not 100% accurate to the original Defender game, but it's still a fun game to play. The screen is good, sounds good, the buttons feel great. The joystick actually feels really good too. A lot of these joysticks are hit and miss. Could be just the one that I have, but the joystick feels good. And it definitely has enough flavor of the original Defender where I think you would be fine with it. I want to get a little bit closer here to you guys. Whoa! Oh, I shot my guy. Sorry, dude. Man, I'm just murdering people left and right here. Not too bad. I'll give you some of my final thoughts here on the Basic Fun number 17 Defender. So what's my final thoughts of the Basic Fun Defender? I think it's worth it. $19.88. It's a fun little game. Is it an identical clone of the arcade Defender? No. But, you know, I think they did a pretty good job with it. It's still very fun. And again, I've been playing this for a while when I had created mine with the original one here. Again, I have a link down below to this video if you want to find out how to make it, just in case you did and want to make the box. But I think that it's close enough to Defender. I thought the sound effects were good. I thought the controls were very good. Them putting hyperspace on the button here, very misleading. And if you look at the video, I'll put a link down below to my friend, the No Swear Gamer. He did a review of this and noticed the same thing, that they have hyperspace hold to get it, and it doesn't work.
All right, here it is out of the package. It's a nice looking unit, you know, just sitting there on your desk, makes a nice desk decoration. We can see the controls. You have a joystick to move. The first button starts your game. The second button is used for smart bombs. You only get, I think it is 8 per game. You cannot earn extras like you could in some versions. And the last button is to fire, and it says to hold for hyperspace. That's a lie. We'll get into that in a second.
But if you look in the manual, it just says fire button. It doesn't even mention hyperspace. And I'm sure that my friends GenXGrownup will do a video of this. He just did one on Spy Hunter. That'll be in my next video. So I'm sure he's going to be doing one on the Defender. And I know for a fact that Willie over at Arcade USA is going to be doing the same thing. I went to go pick him one up, and he actually got it the same day I had picked up mine. But it's a fun little game. This is probably one of the better ones that they have. I find it quite enjoyable. It's good to play. Yeah, the hyperspace not being there is kind of a bummer. Defender's already a hard game, and it definitely adds a little bit more to it. But I do think it'd be something nice to add to your collection. You can put it right on your shelf and have a little game of Defender playing. And what I do like about the basic funds is, well, they only run in batteries, but that's fixable. They could just leave them turned on, and they will go through, you know, the game cycles, because they're basically, for the most part, NES ROMs. There's a couple that are not, but at least they're going like on a track mode, which is kind of nice to have there. I wish they would do that with other ones like the Super Impulse Tiny Arcades. They run for a few minutes and they shut off. I wish they put another switch or a way to keep them on in a track mode like that. It just would be nice to have. So if you did like the video, please like, share, subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. But even if you don't want to give one to me, in my end credits, I have a lot of other great YouTubers out there that do some really good content. Hop on, look at their videos. If you like, give them a like, share their videos. Believe me, it really helps us out a lot. And the likes help promote our channels a little bit more, because it seems like a lot lately that the larger corporations are really getting the forefront of the videos, and little guys like us are really trying to just bring out good content and inform everyone out there. But again, enough of my ranting. Thank you for watching today, and remember, no matter how you do it or how you want to play it, game on.
Glen at the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.